You're watching women's soccer live from Eastern Florida State College at the Orlando Health Stadium in beautiful Melbourne, Florida. This is airing live on WEFS-TV and from the Eastern Florida State Titans YouTube page. Make sure to catch the live stream for all future broadcasts this season for the Eastern Florida Titans Athletics. Just a friendly reminder that any rebroadcast or other use of today's coverage without the express written consent of Eastern Florida State College is prohibited. I'm Ty Heckathorn, joined by Zachary McKenzie. We are so excited to bring you this amazing top 10 matchup between the reigning national champion, #1 Daytona State Falcons, and the #6 Eastern Florida Titans. We had the opportunity to speak to the coaches before the game, and for the #1 Falcons, Zachary, what did head coach Hope Clark have to say about their game plan coming into tonight?
Well, she said that her game plan is more to just continue to focus on themselves and be 1% better every day. However, as opposed to formation, she said they like to run a flexible formation and do whatever they really need to do to win.
Yeah, that's a good point, Zachary. Early in the season, especially for teams at this junior college level, it is incredibly difficult, and there's a lot of adaptability and flexibility that is emphasized. We also had the chance to catch up with the coaching staff for the Eastern Florida Titans, and with them not having Maya London or Cannon Ty, they are missing a couple of players normally in the lineup. But tonight, they still have a lot of confidence with Charlize Hopper stepping up and going to be getting the start. She is going to be joined in the starting lineups by the goalkeeper, #1, Lyra Adamski, #2, Jazzy Gonzalez, #4, Taya Patel, #8, Phoebe Wilson, 11, Akeelia Johnson, 17, Rebecca Barros, 19, Avery Bracker, 23, Aoife Farrell, 26, Savannah O'Grady, Charlize Hopper, as we just mentioned, and 28, Jasmine Casey. For the #1 Daytona State Falcons, local girl #00, Juliana Trujillo is the goalkeeper. We have Suzu Roberts, Morgan Long, Chenille Buckley, Jimena Castro, Risako Abe, Kristine Lopez, Destiny Powell, Ramesa Akis, Alex Lupan, and Valeria Vasquez rounds out the starting lineup for those Falcons. Again, #1 coming into play, #6 here in Melbourne at Eastern Florida State College. Again, I'm Ty Heckathorn, my broadcast partner, Zachary McKenzie. Pleased to have you alongside me. Zachary, we could be expecting an exciting matchup, but in what particular way would this matchup be so thrilling tonight?
I think this matchup will be thrilling because it's two very high-scoring teams. Both of these teams average around 4 to 5 goals a game. However, I think it will be a defensive matchup and a defensive headstrong, because for Eastern Florida to have a good game, goalkeeper Lyra Adamski will really have to be on it this game.
Yeah, she certainly has her work cut out for her, Zachary, with #7 Chenille Buckley. The sophomore from Jamaica has been coming out strong this year for Daytona State and has been contributing greatly with 6 goals and 2 assists in just the first 5 games of the season. She actually had a hat trick against Montgomery earlier. We are almost set to kick things off. On the lookout here as the Titans are going to get us going. We mentioned in the lineups #19, Avery Bracker. She has been certainly the bright spot for the Titans up to this point, having already scored a goal in each of their first 4 games. Titans with that 3-1 record, dropping the last one in a wild finish in the dark, 3-2 to Polk State on the road. We are away, and the Titans will send it deep. And our action is going to get going here. Zachary, see if we can get a possession established for either squad. See what you have to say for Daytona State in that attacking style. Do you think the Falcons are going to be able to hold on to possession, or is it going to be particularly tricky against the attacking or pressing front line, rather, of Eastern Florida?
I think it will be a little tricky, but the Falcons seem to be a very expert team in attacking the box and keeping many people inside the box to allow for great scoring opportunities.
Absolutely, Zachary. And so we're going to have our first throw-in of the match. Titans dispossess the Falcons and are now quickly working it up the far side, looking to get wide, making a good run. but having it knocked out beyond the touchline, it is going to be a Titans throw.
The Titans have already started to put a lot of pressure on the back line of the Falcons.
They certainly have Zakari, and that is something that nobody has been able to do effectively. Daytona State currently riding a 20-game win streak. Catch that, 20 wins in a row. They are anchored by Juliana Trujillo, the goalkeeper. The Titans will look to get after her early and often. And Zakari, we have the ball getting headed back and forth. Neither team able to retain possession for long.
I think one way the Titans will be able to dominate this game is if they control the midfield, so that they can have time to work it up to the box of the Falcons.
Well, there we have our first whistle. There's going to be a free kick for Daytona State.
Very organized defense for the Titans. As you can see, as soon as they gave up the free kick, everybody went kind of back in their original positions.
In the early going, it'll be interesting to see who can set the tone. Daytona State now with a long ball out beyond her teammates up front, unable to make much of that attack. Lyra Adamski holding on, letting her team get set up before she boots this one away.
I hope that Lyra Adamski got a good warm-up, because this game looks like it's going to be a lot of work for her.
It certainly could be for the freshman from Texas. She has looked strong in the early going for the Falcons. 3-1 and a couple of shutouts already this year. Have another throw from Ramesa Akis. The entry, and the ball up. That was deflected before it went out beyond the touchline.
That was great pressure by Phoebe Wilson.
Phoebe Wilson, another player to watch for the Titans. She has been dealing with an injury, but boy, is Scott Carswell and the Titans happy to have her back in the lineup just in time for their toughest test of the season to this point. Aoife Farrell pressing up there and booting that ball out of play again. Akis busy early with the throw-ins on the near side for Daytona State. Now working things across are the Titans, bringing it up. And Zakari, we have not seen completed passes during this transition across the center line so far for Eastern Florida.
Yeah, it's, you can attribute that to the teams just figuring each other out, but you can also attribute it to the Titans seeming to really know the power of the Daytona State offense. They have a lot back, despite the coach telling us that they were in a 4-4-3. It seems like they have way more defenders in position.
Yeah, understandable that they don't want to get behind early. And Zakari, now we have the throw-in coming from Charlize Hopper, who is getting the start tonight, her third of the season. She played very well in the last game at Polk State. So Carswell was happy to tap her to be the replacement for Maya London, who is out after picking up a second yellow and subsequent red in that last matchup.
Yeah, Ty, to be successful in these matches, you really have to stay on top of Daytona State. They are a team capable of putting up 8 points on an easy basis,
Understand exactly why they have had that 20-game win streak, because Daytona State has sent a lot of players up to the next level after their sophomore, which is treated like a senior season in junior college, just having 2 years of eligibility here and then moving on to either a D1 or D2 program in most cases for these exceptionally strong programs that have competed very hard and very well, with championship last year for Daytona State and then for Eastern Florida getting one a few years back.
The Titans seem to be doing an amazing job on counterattack. They're staying very back until at least one of the midfielders or the defenders tend to get the ball, and then everybody pushes forward to try and at least put pressure on the back line of the Falcons defense.
Here that pass does not get through for Daytona State. Counter opportunity for Eastern Florida. Aoife Farrell, that ball is up ahead for Akelia Johnson. She works back toward the inside and unable to complete that move. Farrell is able to knock that one away, but back to the keeper, Trujillo. She's going to play this one out wide to the right. A nice touch to get that ball played down, and then up forward, here come the Falcons on the attack. Adamski's going to run out and get to that ball and avoid any danger for the Titans. She's going to roll this one out, coming back. Titans lose this one across the center line. Zakari, I think in this early going we can expect a lot of passes just like this one, which are going to create an opportunity, and making an amazing play was Adamski to slide out and stop that one before the shot attempt got on net. We have a whistle though. Stoppage for the player down for Daytona State.
Good awareness and good play by Adamski, but also to show Daytona State quick and reactive offense. They almost put one on the board in a hurry.
Almost, and that's the player we told you to look out for, number 7, Chenille Buckley. We're going to take a look at that one right here. The pass up ahead from Suzu Roberts. And then Chenille Buckley just sent leaping over Adamski. As Adamski makes the beautiful slide save.
Chenille Buckley looked like she was trying to make an attempt to at least control the ball and then maybe knock it in. However, Adamski prevented her from doing that.
Absolutely. That excellent pass up ahead from Roberts, unable to get through to Buckley cleanly for her to control it down and get a shot off on net. Now after the whistle, free kick for the Falcons. That ball is booted up ahead. Out wide to the left. Falcons looking to get behind the line, down near the goal line, and back into the defense doing a phenomenal job here. And that ball was off sides, off the deflection. Good defense by Savannah O'Grady. Taking the free kick is Jasmine Casey for the Titans. Play it to the keeper, Adamski. Plays it back. Casey now working it up the right side. Some quick passing from the Titans. Look to bring it back towards the middle of the pitch. Giving it a good run. Pass out wide. And then going to be losing control of it out past the goal line after it was knocked away. Kristine Lopez took that away from Rebecca Barros, but it went beyond the goal line for our first corner. The Titans are going to have this attempt. We are almost 9 minutes into the action, so 36 remaining in this first half of a 0-0 game between number 6 Eastern Florida and number 1 Daytona State.
The Titan strategy of counterattack is a very good one since they know that Daytona State is heavily focused on scoring. However, it takes a heavy conditioned team to be able to go from offense or defense or from box to box. But I think the Titans are up for the challenge.
They absolutely have looked that so far. Zakari, in comes the corner and over the net. That one not presenting any danger for Trujillo. Jasmine Casey will be looking to get another crack at that one, the sophomore from France and from Arizona Western College. Now Zakari, we'll see what Daytona State can do in response.
With the way both teams are playing tie and attacking, it definitely seems like the score won't be 0-0 for much longer.
No, there have been a couple of near chances, Zakari. That's absolutely right. It's just been tough for either team to control in tight and sustain that pressure. Here is the throw for Eastern Florida. Aoife Farrell fighting off. Bit of a hold there, and Daytona State going to trade back and forth across the center line as that one's booted ahead.
Very physical game so far between the two teams.
Aoife Farrell battling for it here. Now an opportunity for Daytona State out wide. This is Suzu Roberts. She's got it to the right of the box. She's going to cross it. Wide cross, unable to be controlled. Chanel Buckley tried to knock that one down, unable to. And responding here are the Titans. Up towards the center line. They're setting up a nice run until that is knocked out beyond the touchline for a Titans throw.
That was a nice run by Daytona State. Great cross into the box by Susu Roberts. Maybe Chanel Buckley, instead of trying to volley it, decided to maybe control it with one touch and then rifle it into the box. However, she was just a little too heavy on the touch.
That's a great point, Sakari. That was a good-looking cross coming in, just perhaps a bit too far or a bit too hot. Now the long throw, headed back. Avery Bracker looks to control things for Eastern Florida. Now Bracker send it back out wide to the right. Some great defense being played out there. Kristine Lopez of the Falcons. Once again, out of play. Get another throw by Barros. Working hard.
Both teams really seem to be trying to stay wide and attempt crosses into the box. Maybe for their tallest players to header it into the goal.
Zakari, it'll be interesting to see if either team starts to try and bring the ball back across the middle, get some runs up straight at the net rather than looking to come wide as we've seen up to this point.
Well, Daytona State may not completely abandon the strategy as it has almost worked at least like twice so far.
Now here, this one's high and goes over the head of Farrell. Whistle for the offsides as the flag is raised. Daytona State going to be looking to respond. They are coming off a 3-0 victory on the road at Miami-Dade on Tuesday, starting 5-0 this season. Zakari, as you mentioned, Coach Clark of Daytona State mentioned the flexibility of their offense. Now this ball is out long. Able to get to it in time is Buckley, and she's going to attempt a cross, and Adamski is there, cutting it off before it was able to get through to Suzu Roberts for the opportunity. Great play by Adamski.
Once again, Daytona State attempts to cross it into the box. Chanel Buckley that time.
And here's going to be another opportunity as Buckley makes the run for it, gets to it, setting up, looking, it is crossed in. This time Roberts controls it, plays it back. Way to step in front of it and deflect that shot attempt. Now we have some intermediate and short passing from the Falcons, looking to set up out wide left, looking for the cross. A short one is played out. Kelia Johnson headed, and here comes Johnson looking to get that one away. Zakari, what do you think of the Falcons' offense up to this point now as their attack becomes a bit more varied?
Well, Ty, one thing I can say for certain is this is a very coached team. Anytime they are inside the box, they look very poised. They're not panicking at all. Even Susu Roberts a few seconds ago, she controlled it with 2 taps and then looked back for a better pass and a better entry point into the net. So a very coached team. They don't get excited at many chances, and they take their time.
Excellent point. And now here is Roberts, who's been great on the ball, going to have another opportunity with it. She plays it back, and that pass is intercepted by Farrell. Aoife Farrell looking to get that pass through, and it is cut off. But then looking for the teammate there. Daytona State and send it out for a Titans throw.
substitution here, Ty. Looks like Kaylee Smith will be entering the game.
Number 27, Kaylee Smith, the freshman from right here in Melbourne, went to Holy Trinity Episcopal High School. An early change as we are approaching 29 minutes remaining in this first half that is scoreless between the Titans and the Falcons. Number 6 versus number 1 matchup.
We have had a few good opportunities though, Ty, in attempts to break the deadlock.
There have, and I'm sure there are plenty more to come as Roberts makes a nice move around to the outside and then is dispossessed.
Good touch by Susu Roberts.
It was, but then Phoebe Wilson with a great defensive play. For all now looking for a way to get around her mark. Plays it up. This ball up ahead. Controlled. Titans looking to get a shot on net. Play back, Taya Patel. Quickly sent in, and here come the Falcons back. Zakari, Roberts was not able to get to that one though, but as you were just saying, a lot of potential, a lot of goal scorers as both teams have put up high numbers early in the season. Who are some of the other people that we could be looking out for to potentially score in tonight's match?
You can also potentially be looking out for Phoebe Wilson, who had 3 goals and 3 assists. I know even though it was last season, this season she still has shown the potential to be a top goal scorer.
Yeah, she is somebody we will have our eye on for the Titans. For the Falcons here, you're going to get a whistle. Take a moment for the player down on the Falcons side to attend to her, check things out. Early action so far has been very interesting. We are in a scoreless match. It's 0-0 between number 6 Daytona State Falcons and number 1 Daytona State Falcons and the number 6 Eastern Florida Titans. But Zakari, I don't know about you personally. I am looking for a little bit more out of the Titans. We spoke to the coaching staffs before the game. How did they tell you that they would look to respond in a situation like this?
They said they look to respond very strongly and look to their combo of Aoife Farrell and Avery Bracker. They look to those two to score a lot of goals, but they also were very prepared and very ready for this game and ready to counterattack anything that the Falcons throw at them.
Yeah, that is a great point. Anything that they could throw at them. We specifically asked after the tough loss, literally at dark on the road at Polk State in the 3-2 defeat, that it was a good learning opportunity for these Titans early in the year to be ready for anything and every one and not to take anything for granted. So you clearly see them working hard here to keep the Falcons off the board, but the Titans have been unable to generate maybe the same quantity of chances for themselves offensively. Here is the throw in for the Falcons.
The way the Titans are playing, the chances definitely look like they will come later on in the game as they start to break the back line of the Falcons down more.
This ball sent in and easily handled off the hop by Adamski. Just going to roll this one out for Hopper to play a long pass that can't be controlled up ahead. Christian Lopez now for the Falcons near the center line.
Once again, the Falcons taking their time at every pass, not being too troubled anytime they see a Eastern Florida College defender.
Yes, there has been, as you put it earlier, Zakari, a lot of poise and calmness on the side of the Falcons. Well-coached group. Hope Clark has done a phenomenal job turning this program into almost a powerhouse as they've improved year after year since her arrival in 2021. Culminating, of course, up to this point with last year's national championship victory.
I was just about to say, Ty, the poise also comes with the experience of going deep into the national tournament, and not just deep, but in fact winning it.
Exactly, and there are 5 major contributors that have returned to this squad for this year. Here the Falcons are going to work it out to the left. They're going to get in behind, and that was last touched by a Titan, and I believe it was beyond the goal line, Zakari. So we're going to have the first corner opportunity for Daytona State.
Daytona State will be looking to maybe get it on the foot of Chanel Buckley for a volley inside the goal. But like you said, Ty, many women from the last year's championship roster returned to the team, so this is a very veteran team. It is in many situations that they most likely haven't been in before, so it adds to the calmness of them.
And here is the entry on the corner. Going up for the header at Domsky, trying to get in front. That ball sent high by Roberts. Had the opportunity with Adamski out of the net, a bit of traffic, but that ball blasted high.
Susu Roberts came down with the ball, tried to control it with the one touch and then fire it past the keeper. Maybe should have just gone with the volley straight away. It definitely would have caught Leroy Adamski off guard.
It certainly could have. Perhaps Susie Roberts not seeing an angle or any clearance to get that ball through, so one extra touch and then fired it high. Now Adamski boots this one up ahead. Not well controlled off the touch for the Titans, and Daytona State has it back. Here's Buckley working back towards the middle. Nice quick pass backwards. Buckley sprinting out left. Now looking to work up the center. Oh. She outplayed herself, getting a bit ahead on the dribble. Here comes Bracker. No, that's Kaylee Smith for the Titans. Her dribble out to the right, well defended, but that ball still loose and nicely prevented from going beyond the goal line for a corner there by the Falcons.
Titans continuing with the strategy to go wide. Even when they do have the ball approaching the net in the middle, they like to kick it out to their wingers to continue a wide attack.
So we have the throw coming from Jazzy Gonzalez of the Titans. High ball headed down near the goal line. And once again prevented from creating an opportunity in the corner again. Zakari, it feels as though perhaps we're getting a bit of a swing as the Titans are able to have the ball on their half a bit more in the last several minutes.
Yes, we definitely are, Ty. Now I think it's starting to pick up. The women are starting to get in rhythm. They're starting to feel each other out better. We definitely should see more shots on goal.
Jazzy went to go back to that same spot to Phoebe Wilson. This time it was last touched by a Falcon before going out beyond the goal line, so we will have another Titans corner. Worth noting, in the last matchup for the Falcons, they were able to get 3 on the board without a single corner attempted in their win over Miami-Dade. Here is going to be number 4, Taya Patel, for this corner attempt for the Titans. Entry is shallow. Oh my goodness! An amazing diving stop to prevent that ball from escaping, and a putback attempt denied for the Titans by Juliana Trujillo.
Great diving attempt by Juliana. Really showing why she was the MVP of the national championship last year.
Certainly, she was phenomenal in that tournament and well deserving of those honors. Adamski clears that one. We're going to show you another look off the corner from Taya Patel. The entry is in low, diving stop by Trujillo, and covers before any of the Titans could get to it.
That's effort right there, Ty. Not many people willing to put their body on the line for a save like that.
Absolutely, but that's what it takes when you're playing for a national champion team like Daytona State. That sophomore, as we mentioned, is local from Merritt Island High School in Cocoa, Florida, nearby. Daytona State now working just back across the center line to set things up.
Daytona State doing a good job to control the midfield of it. They're keeping possession well until it reaches the attack.
Now pressing up was Akeelia Johnson, trying to get some pressure and take it away from Daytona State. Suzu Roberts now loses it, and Aoife Farrell will play it ahead to Bracker.
Very physical game from the two teams, even in the midfield and especially on the back line of both defenses.
Right on cue, as you said, Zakari, physical, as we see Bracker take a tumble there. Daytona State quickly with the ball back, looking to work up ahead. And now we'll switch it into reverse for just a moment. They're looking to set things up here, Zakari, a little bit more patient with this approach.
They're patient. They know something's coming. They're planning some. Well, there you go, Ty. A counterattack now.
And there it is. That pass long, but unable to get to it. It was Destiny Powell for the Falcons. That's going to be a goal kick. A nice thought, but the idea unsuccessful for the Falcons, as we have a change here coming into the match for Daytona State. We'll get you that substitution in just a moment. Adamski looking to clear this one away for the Titans.
Both teams really sticking with the strategy of keeping wide. And that can be a good move to confuse both goalkeepers, because as a goalkeeper, if the ball is on the right side and you see it whip across the box to the left, it can be hard to really figure out where the ball is, whereas if it's coming straight towards you, it may be easier to stop. And both goalkeepers highly accredited, amazing at their position, so they're going to have to do extra things to get them off their game.
Excellent play there to keep it from going out nearly. But ultimately, we're going to get whistle there. That is going to be a throw for the Titans. Chasing after it was Vanessa Manoli for Daytona State. Here is the throw for the Titans. Ball played down nicely. And unable to maintain it was Ramesa Akis. Here Kaylee Smith's going to kick this one out. And we'll have a Falcons throw.
Seems like both teams came in thinking the same thing, Ty. Gonna have to be a very good defensive game and great defensive matchups between the two teams.
Definitely, with the pressure that both sides are putting on the ball as it gets closer to the net, some quick passing or some nice movement out wide to create the opportunities and angles for a good cross if we're going to see some scoring in these final 17 minutes of the first half now in a 0-0 game between the number 6 Titans and number 1 Falcons. Daytona State possessing it across the center line now. Zakari, they're trying to move forward, but as you just pointed out, the Titans holding firm.
Yeah, Ty, the ball is spent the majority of the time either in the midfield or on the wings, not really in the center of the field approaching the box. And that can be attributed to both teams maybe putting extra effort or focus on defense when preparing for each other this week.
Excellently noted. I'm sure with this matchup and for the Titans looking to get back at Daytona State from last year's loss, that a lot of emphasis was placed on this well before we are seeing tonight's game.
Yes, Ty, definitely a rivalry game for the two schools.
Yes, and conference and the very difficult Region 8 that has a lot of highly ranked teams aside from just these two, but these two perhaps two potential national championship level teams again this year. The entry from Daytona State, booted back by the Titans. Now settled down by Aoife Farrell, who is going to pause for the player down for Daytona. Aoife Farrell showing a nice bit of sportsmanship there, settling things down and allowing the action to come to a pause. Each team going to be able to take advantage and have a moment to rest or hydrate. We have 15:44 remaining as we have this stoppage of play. As just mentioned, it is a scoreless matchup to this point, Zakari, but not without any excitement or action, certainly.
Definitely, Ty. We've seen a lot of shots on goal. Kudos to the two great goalkeepers in goal, but like you said, Ty, Daytona State, the Falcons, they're the #1 ranked team currently in the NJCAA Division 1. So, although they're highly ranked and come into this game averaging 5 goals a game, good job on the Titans for playing defense against them.
Yeah, they've done well up to this point, and something they had in the past also, but in recent matchups, things have begun to shift in this rivalry. Why don't you tell us a bit more about the history of both of these schools in the last several years?
Well, Ty, over the last 7 years, the Titans were 10-0 in the 12 meetings before last season. Now the Titans lead the series 11-4 in the last 15.
Yes, but unfortunately, the most crucial being last season's matchup, in which Daytona State was victorious at the end of the year, ending the Titans season. It was a 4-0 victory on November 2nd against Eastern Florida for Daytona State. Back here, the Titans looking to make a move.
Yeah, like you said, Ty, that's the hard part of a rivalry. Sometimes you win the majority, but you don't win the biggest one. The game that you really, really want between the two.
Yes, with the Falcons as big of a threat as they've ever been, riding this 20-game win streak. They have been difficult to break through their back lines up to this point. Now here come the Falcons looking to counter. A nice ball up ahead. That's laid out there, and Falcons will get across. Played up into the box and booted away. Nice clearance. Daytona State is looking dangerous on that attack, Zakari.
Great defense by Taya Patel to get the Falcons forward off guard, off her feet, and able to clear the ball of the box.
That could have been perhaps with just a bit more settled down of a cross entry. A promising attack for Daytona State, but then after an attempted counter from Eastern Florida and the ball out beyond the touchline, this throw gets the Falcons back in action.
It's hard to get a settled cross for the Falcons because every time they're on the wing, the Titans really attack them and press them, not allowing for a perfect cross into the box. But with the Falcons being able to score the way they do, I'm sure they're not looking for a perfect cross, just anything that someone can get their foot on.
Yeah, absolutely, Zakari. Anything at this point will do. Just baby steps inching closer to either side's goal. Here is Destiny Powell for Daytona State, making a run, playing it out wide to the left now. It is going to come back to Chanel Buckley. Buckley gets through, has a chance, off the foot wide, right of the goal. One of the best looks we've seen this point, Zakari, and that one just missing wide right by Buckley.
Ty, Chanel Buckley is determined to break this deadlock between the two teams.
And on the replay here, you see that nice move to jut into the box and play that one off the right foot and out wide. Adamski looks like she may have been there, but I am sure she's not going to miss too many opportunities if she continues to get looks like that. Again, already 6 goals tallied in the campaign for her up to this point.
And that was a great decision by Buckley to try to put the ball far post, whereas Adamski was standing near post as to try to catch the goalkeeper off guard.
It's excellent quick movement there. The Titans trying to work it up. Beautiful spin on a dime there from Destiny Powell. Now the Falcons with some quick triangle passing in the middle. Lose it. And Akelia Johnson's able to help get the ball back in possession of the Titans. Now a long ball up ahead. It's going to be too far out for Kaylee Smith, and Titans will lose it back to the Falcons near the center line, Zakari.
It seems like the Falcons play a way more controlled, kind of slow-paced game until it's one long ball from the defense into the forward, and then the whole team gets the running.
And here's one up front, deflected, and that somehow managed to be last touched by Sienna Gillespie. We are going to check out that action near the goal line. You see the long pass up ahead here, Gillespie running in after it, and that must have ricocheted back off of her after Charlize Hopper was in an excellent position to get in front and defend that.
Yeah, Ty, when you play a style like this, it's either they're going wide or they're expecting a beautiful through ball from the defense all the way into the box.
Well, and there Daytona State attempted it, unable to connect. Here they have another chance. Akis working hard against Akelia Johnson. Ball curled up, now beyond the touchline here. the throw for Akis. She'll play it back into Powell. Jumping back across, there was Farrell trying to defend. Powell, now some quick passing. Here are the Falcons on the attack. Left footer denied from getting in. Some tough physical play, and now the left-footed cross attempt gets in front of the net. Unable to be controlled by Manoli. Good defense there from Hopper and Taya Patel. Standing out in front of their keeper, Lyra Adamski.
Ty, if you're the coach of the Titans, you have to have a smile on your face. Substitution here for Avery Bracker coming into the game. As I was saying, Ty, if you're the coach for Eastern Florida, you have to have a smile on your face. You're showing that you can defend with most likely the best scoring team in the region right now.
Absolutely, Zakari. That's a good point. There's only 10 minutes left in this first half, and we have not seen the Falcons be able to break through that line yet, despite multiple attempts. So hats must go off to the defenders for getting back, getting in position, not allowing these balls to get through, at least not too many, out of Domsky to this point.
And credit to Aoife Farrell. She's all over the field in this one. Playing attacking, trying to get the through balls in on goal, and as you saw a few seconds ago, defending and slide tackling even to get the ball.
Certainly, she has been all over the place. Now here, this pass across comes to Kaylee Smith. She had a little bit of room to work. She's going to just boot that one up ahead. It comes back, and she nearly has the opportunity to regain it herself. Daytona State there with a weak pass back. Neither team possessing it here.
Well, Ty, as we stated, the Falcons coach said their formation is very flexible, and it's heavily dependent on what the situation of the game is. As of right now, it looks like they're attempting to stop the Titans from scoring no matter what, with like 5 or 6 people back in the box and maybe just one forward, expecting that to get the ball from the defense as a lofted through ball into the box of the Titans.
Yes, Zakari, and there just a moment ago, we saw tangled up Vanessa Manoli and Phoebe Wilson for the Titans. Foul call went on Phoebe, who seemed to fall over Manoli first, but after the free kick for the Falcons, not able to have much come of it. Adamski's looking to punt this one away, directing traffic on her side. And here she goes, Zakari. Titans headed forward.
Once again, Ty, Falcons have complete control over the midfield here. Titans constantly having to defend their net.
Yeah, they haven't had much success dribbling or passing across that center line, in particular from left to right. If the ball is advanced, it's on a dribble up on the far outside. Here, this one out is going to be for a Falcons throw. Under 8 minutes remaining in this first half. And we see Suzu Roberts coming back in for Vanessa Manoli. Roberts, who has had plenty of opportunities out of Vicksburg Pathways High School. Kalamazoo, Michigan, 5'7" freshman, has been right up there with Chanel Buckley in creating a lot of chances for the #1 Falcons. She's dispossessed there, though, by Taya Patel. Beautifully done. Phoebe Wilson slides, unable to get to it.
Like you said, though, Ty, Susu Roberts not only has experience playing on this championship team, but also experience playing on the Puerto Rican national team.
Wow. That's incredible to see at this level. Can only imagine how valuable that experience is for some pressure moments or high-intensity situations. Now here comes Daytona State. A little too far out in front of Akis. Titans break that up before it gets there. Here's Powell. At the center line for Daytona State, works it across.
Falcons continue to control the midfield.
They have been able to take their time and ease into things when they are back in their own end. But this one beyond the goal line, Adamski is going to have the goal kick.
There's the through ball, like I said again, Ty, hoping to catch the defense off guard. The only downside to that is it will have to be a perfectly placed ball for the forward to be able to shield off the defender while also getting possession of the ball.
It is difficult to do. Sienna Gillespie trying to time that run up with that through ball. Unable to connect as often as it has when the entries have come to number 3, Suzu Roberts. But the Falcons keep pressing anyhow. Here are the Titans. Long pass up to the right side. Charging on was Bracker trying to get to it, but played out beyond the touch for another Titans throw.
Titans seeing a lot of throw-ins. Titans looking to go wide once again on this one, hoping to catch goalkeeper Juliana Trujillo off guard.
There's the throw from Brienne Yoakum. Now dispossessed are the Titans. Here come the Falcons. Nice pass back. Stolen away. Here's Eastern Florida. Looking to play across to Bracker. She's not going to be able to get to that one. Actually, a battle almost was able to win that.
Falcons definitely winning the possession battle in this one. Anytime the Titans do get it, it seems to be a quick cross, maybe from the wing, and then either out of bounds or into the hands of Juliana.
Be interesting to see, Zakari, how they can adapt in these closing minutes of the first half, as we're now under 5 remaining of this scoreless matchup. You're listening and watching on WEFS-TV or the Titans live stream on YouTube. I'm Ty Heckathorn. Zakari McKenzie with me on the call. This ball sent in, calmly handled by Adamski, making sure nothing easy gets through for the Falcons there, as that cross was sent in way too far forward. Now Bracker with a nice run up. Farrell has it.
Yeah, Ty, amazing cross into the box. Falcons may be looking to go back post, hoping the ball maybe slips through Adamski's hand, and she makes a mistake for an easy header.
Here Farrell plays this back. Bracker now looking up into the box, headed away. Falcons looking to set up a counter. Taking the time, that through ball is going to be too hot and way out past where Sienna Gillespie would have been able to get to it.
Yeah, Chanel Buckley was waiting for Sienna to make the run. Told her to make the run. The pass was just a little too heavy and too hard for Sienna to catch up with it.
Excellent effort there. Savannah O'Grady coming back on, just shouting to her teammates to make sure that they are focused on these last few minutes, not to break concentration, as number 11, Akeelia Johnson, just subbed off.
Like you said, Savannah O'Grady being very vocal to her team, showing flashes of what she wants to do when she does graduate, which is plans to be a soccer coach.
Yeah, I'd say that she is on the right track then. Being an effective communicator and leader for the squad is an excellent thing to see out of one of your midfielders. Sliding, Suzu Roberts breaks that up and takes it away for the Falcons. Now long ball is going to go over the top, out wide beyond the touch for a Titans throw.
Like you said, good to see leadership from the midfielders. They're the people you really look to control the game and maybe keep everyone at a level head.
Yes, indeed. And Charlize Hopper with this throw in. Speaking with East Florida coaches before the match, they said that they have felt the teams responded well since the loss earlier this week, been communicating and working hard to be prepared coming into tonight's highly touted top 10 matchup against their bitter rival, Daytona State.
It really shows the mentality of the teams. Not easy to lose a game with 2.5 minutes left to go, like the loss, like you said. So to stay focused after that and keep your head up and look towards the next game, it really shows the mentality of this team.
It does, and their resolve has been strong up to this point, holding off the #1 team in the nation in a 0-0 match. Under 2 minutes left in the half. Daytona State going to try and find a way to break through before half.
Both teams once again staying wide.
This is going to be a Daytona State throw from the far side. Lopez allowing her team to set up. Around directing traffic is Morgan Long there for the Falcons. Now here, tossing it back. Falcons going to get a whistle. That's Bracker, who is going to set up a free kick after that call.
Nothing for the Falcons seems rushed. They're very adept in, like I said, being calm and controlled and passing it back more often than not.
Absolutely. Coach Hope Clark of the Falcons said that this is very team-led once they get out on the pitch. She trusts her players. That ball from Vasquez played back out by the Titans nicely, and here they come. Counter attempt appears to be thwarted as Powell sends it back. 25 seconds remaining in this first half.
The Falcons have not seen a defense this good all season, Ty, because they look to seriously be trying to score on this defense.
They do, and with just the last 10 seconds, we get a stoppage for the first yellow card shown. That is Farrell, number 23, that picks it up for the slide there. A little bit too much contact, a little bit too apparently reckless on that slide tackle attempt, Zakari.
Once again, Ty, setting a physical undertone for the game. There the Titans go. But to disrupt a highly offensive team like the Falcons, you need to be physical.
You do. Now, for this Falcons opportunity, the keeper, Trujillo, is going to boot it forward and puts too much on that one as it's out. We see the final seconds tick off the clock of this first half. It is a scoreless matchup. 0-0 between number 6 Eastern Florida and number 1 Daytona State. Been very exciting to call it so far to this point with you, partner Zakari. What are your thoughts as we wrap up this first half on what have we seen out here?
Well, for starters, Ty, this seems to be a very auspicious start for both teams, as I don't think neither of these teams are very adept in going into the half with the score being 0-0. However, on the bright side, both teams look to still get into each other's boxes and fire off goals. Susu Roberts, though, has really impressed me.
Yes, she has looked really good, Zakari, and we will be very happy to see what she and her teammates can bring in the second half against Eastern Florida. It is 0-0 from Melbourne. We thank you for watching the Titans and Falcons. We'll be back.
I mean, you know, being at Eastern Florida, the expectations are always very high. You know, the expectations are a Final Four and then a national championship. Last year we didn't do that. So I think there's a lot of weight on these kids' shoulders, but they've done well. We've already got a couple wins over ranked opponents, and we've shown mentality coming back down 2 goals against Butler and ended up with a 4-2 win. So I think, like we mentioned earlier, where we are is ahead of last year, and our mentality is definitely ahead of last year.
Yeah, I think that the biggest difference after experiencing last year is just the standard that we hold ourselves to every single day and our team culture. I don't think that we hit any expectations for our team last year, and so coming in, having experienced that, we kind of collectively as like the sophomore group, even though I didn't play, we were like, we need to just change something up. And so I think that a complete cultural reset in doing all of the little things right every single day was kind of the biggest thing that we wanted to change going into this season. Yeah, so at the beginning of the season, we kind of all came together during the preseason, and Scott had a talk with us, and the biggest thing is that we want to, the quote that we kind of chose for this season was that we want to focus on the standard and not the success. So the success doesn't happen unless we're focused on the process, and that we love the process. And so it's just coming in every single day and training like we are the #1 team in the nation, you know. The ranking that come out every single week isn't a true reflection of us, is what we feel, and so we want to train like we're the #1 team in the nation so that when one day we do win a national championship, we've prepared like it all season. And so that's the biggest thing for us.
Coming out of high school, I didn't realize how hard it was going to be. I knew the standards were going to be really high, but thankfully I earned a starting position last season. And as the season went on, we realized how the competition grows and grows as the further you go. So this season, we just know I'm prepared for how hard it's going to be. It's not an easy breathe, so we have to lock in. Well, being in their position last year, again, I wasn't prepared for what I was going to walk into. So knowing all about last season, me and Savannah, we told everyone that you have to earn a spot to be on the field, whether you're on the sideline or on the field. It's a whole team support. If you're on the sideline, you need to cheer on your teammates. If you're on the field, you need to work. And Scott sets a really high standard for us. So if you're on the field, you need to prove that you're on the field.
I think this team, our work rate, I think compared to last year, we struggled to hold each other accountable. I think we had a lot of different players from a lot of different places, and I think we just struggled to mesh a little bit, and I think the work rate is just completely different. We're all trusting the process compared to last year. Scott tells us to do something, we don't even question it, we're just trusting it, so I think that's the difference.
Yeah, since our team was, half of us were brand new, I feel like we have done a pretty good job at, working together, and I don't know, I feel like we know each other pretty well now that we work really well together, and preseason was rough, and but every game we're getting closer and closer, and there's a big difference now from a month ago. Because it's fun, and soccer's fun to watch, and we do have a really good team, and I think we have a bunch of personalities to watch, and it's just entertaining, and yeah, it's just overall really fun, and I think everyone should come out and support, because it definitely helps when we have supporters and everything.
Build a successful career with a bachelor's degree from Eastern Florida State College. You can choose from nearly 25 tracks in today's top job fields of business, healthcare, and computer technologies, with classes tailored to meet your needs on campus and online. A bright future awaits you with a bachelor's degree from Eastern Florida State College. To learn more, visit easternflorida.edu/go/bachelors.
Are you looking for a career in a medical field that is in demand, always evolving, and makes a real difference in people's lives? Diagnostic medical sonography is a dynamic professional field with high earning and growth potential. A diagnostic medical sonographer is a highly skilled professional who uses specialized equipment to create images of structures inside the human body that are used by physicians to make a medical diagnosis. Eastern Florida State's Diagnostic Medical Sonography Associate of Science degree program lays the foundation for entry into this field, with additional opportunities to continue your education with specializations in vascular sonography, adult cardiac sonography, and other areas based on students' interests. Students can even earn their Applied Health Science Bachelor of Science degree with a medical imaging specialization. The Associate of Science General Concentration track is a full-time, 5-semester program accredited by the Commission on Accreditations of Allied Health Education Programs. The coursework includes detailed classes in anatomy, physiology, pathology, physics, instrumentation, and scanning techniques. In addition, students apply sonography skills learned in labs and classes to clinical settings with externships in hospitals throughout Brevard County. To see a detailed breakdown of the application process, prerequisites, coursework for each semester, as well as information on job placement and potential salary for medical sonographers, visit our website at easternflorida.edu/go/sonography. Here's what some of our students had to say about our program.
The Eastern Florida State College sonography curriculum is very comprehensive, so although it's classified as a general sonography program, there was a heavy focus on OBGYN. So we had 2 consecutive semesters of obstetric coursework, and coupled with clinical experience at clinical rotations, I really felt like I got a good background of obstetrical sonography prior to entering the workforce.
Eastern Florida State College has definitely taught me to be consistent, to be professional, to be very knowledgeable. I think the professionalism is what stands out the most to me. Now that I'm in the work field, I can really see that the professional environment at school has carried on into a professional character and attitude out in the work field.
I would absolutely recommend the program. I have found a lot of success through going through the program, and as well as a lot of other people that I know.
If working in this exciting field of medicine is something you want to check out, then follow through and visit our website, easternflorida.edu/go/sonography.
It's very exciting to be working for one of the largest space programs in the world currently. I absolutely love it. It's a great opportunity. I started at an entry-level position and I've been enjoying it tremendously. The manual stuff I have learned here in the classes have helped me with the things that I learned on the CNC machines at Blue Origin.
I go to school at Space Coast Junior High School, and then I'm dual enrolled at Eastern Florida State College. For most of my life, I've had a goal, and it's to be an aerospace engineer. And there's a saying that I hear a lot, which is the best engineers are also machinists. And I think that that's what I enjoy the most, is walking into the class, standing in front of the machine, and clearing your head, maybe even listening to a little bit of music, and just fully committing yourself to doing that work for the day.
Welcome back to Eastern Florida State College. We are at the half of a 0-0 match between number 6 Eastern Florida State Titans and the number 1 Daytona State Falcons. It has not been absent of excitement. Zakari, tell us about what stood out in this first half.
Well, what stood out in the first half is the defense of both teams. Despite both of us thinking it was going to be an offensive matchup, the defense is what has really shown through and been surprising in this game. Because there are a lot of big scorers in this game, like Aoife Forall, Phoebe Wilson, Avery Bracker, and even Chanel Buckley. However, none of them have really seemed to have been able to get into a rhythm or a flow for the game.
No, absolutely. Both sides have been denied that breakthrough chance. Here's Suzu Roberts, though, tried to do exactly that, playing it over for Chanel Buckley. Couldn't control the cross, and then Buckley herself tried to cross one in for Roberts, just back the other way. Adamski calmly played that one, cut it off in front. An opportunity from the corner here. You mentioned earlier that Suzu perhaps took one too many touches, and Roberts could have played that off the volley. Here, Buckley had a beautiful move to get up ahead of the defender and played it from the left side, just too far out wide, looking for the opposite quarter to get past the keeper. And then once again, Buckley with this cross in, too far in, and Roberts not having an opportunity to get a play on that one. And then we also had a Titans corner that threatened. That was Taya Patel, who tried to play one in for Eastern Florida, but a beautiful save by Juliana Trujillo on that one. Zakari, both keepers have looked strong. Talked about it a little bit back and forth. You mentioned how Trujillo stood out in the national tournament last year. To me, at least, Zakari, it doesn't look like either of these keepers is going to be beat today now.
Not at all, Ty. Both keepers have smiles on their faces. They're looking energized for the second half. They have trust in their defense, and they seem to really believe that they're gonna keep clean sheets for this game. So it'll be interesting to see who gets the better of who in that matchup and which forward can really rifle the ball into the net and break this deadlock that we have.
Yes, Zakari, it is just such an oddity to see compared to what there has been up to this point in the season from both schools. A lot of great players on either side. We've highlighted Bracker, we've highlighted Buckley. Many of these students are planning to continue their collegiate soccer after JUCO, whether they're freshmen or sophomores again at this level, kind of like seniors looking to move on to other D2 and D1 programs at a 4-year school. Zakari, from what we've seen from some of these, I want to take a look at the sophomores a little bit more, like Bracker. Tell me about what she's accomplished this year, last year, and just kind of her offensive output to this point in the season.
She's accomplished a lot this year. I mean, last year she accomplished a lot. She was an All-American, an amazing player for this team, a great leader, great help. And even this season, she's scored in every single game and really been a pivotal person, her and Aoife Farrall, for the Titans.
Yeah, and Farrall, just a freshman, the fact that she's scored 3 times, assisted a few others, has been a difference maker up front with that other striker, Bracker. We are about to have the second half kick off. Daytona State's going to start with us. I'm Ty Heckathorn, my partner Zakari McKenzie on the call. We have Daytona State starting out. And away we go. Again, thanks for joining us on WEFS-TV or the Eastern Florida Titans live stream from YouTube. We have the #1 Daytona State and #6 Eastern Florida in action here at the Orlando Health Stadium. A beautiful evening in Melbourne tonight. Fans outpacked the stands to enjoy a game of 2 highly talented squads.
Despite it being a deadlock though, Ty, both teams seem upbeat and happy. Like I mentioned, not only the goalkeepers are smiling, but during the halftime, both teams were smiling, engaging with each other, and just seemed happy. So no team really seems troubled or nervous, probably because they have trust in what their forwards can do, and they definitely see this tie being broken soon.
Exactly. Both coaching staffs emphasized the trust that they have in understanding with their players to be able to communicate effectively between each other when they're out at the pitch. We'll see if there was any major halftime adjustments soon. Head coach Scott Carswell is in his 6th year for the Titans, and Hope Clark is her 5th year leading the team of her Daytona State. Here, the Falcons are going to get a whistle for the foul. That's on Jazzy Gonzalez of the Titans. Free kick coming up for Daytona State.
Very physical play for the Titans.
Now looking to take this free kick. Buckley is going to be lined up. Along with Jimena Castro. Castro allowing the rest of her teammates to get set on the line of the box. Castro feigns, and the entry from Buckley. One hop to Adamski. She handles that one for the Titans.
Great feint by Castro. Buckley maybe trying to do a low-driven cross into the box. Hopefully one of her teammates could have gotten their foot on it.
A high hop played by Farrall. And there she nicely takes it away. A pass through the middle to the left side. Titans going to have an opportunity to attack here. This is Barros trying to bring it out wide. Nicely defended by Daytona State.
Aoife Farrell is very, very versatile. She tackles like a defender, shoots like a forward, and even passes with the skill of an amazing midfielder.
She is certainly versatile. There, Barros that lost control of it. Good defense by Marisol Inhelder. Falcons throw, now looking to bring it up. There, Savannah O'Grady press into action. Out beyond the touch again for another throw. Daytona State looks to work that one forward. Roberts cannot handle it, so the Titans quickly, they come back with their own. That throw off target. O'Grady, though, tried to get it over to Wilson. Falcons long ball up ahead.
Seems like the strategy hasn't changed that much, Ty. Once again, lofted through balls from the defense onto the forward who seems to chase it onto the wing.
That has been the mode of attack for the first few minutes. Gonna see as we get deeper into the game if there's any desperation or loss of control or the organization in the attack for either squad. As of now, coming up with it and looking to throw in is Enhelder for the Falcons.
Well, Ty, I'm sure the Falcons are not worried. When we spoke to Hope Clark earlier today, she says that they usually don't have a strict game plan going into games, but if it does get ugly, they do have plans A, B, C, and D. So they're definitely not worried at all.
No, they're ready for anything, and they have been prepared up to this point in the season. 5-0 is Daytona State. 3-1 are the Eastern Florida Titans. Here, Farrell patiently waiting for her mates to come alongside her. Back and forth with Wilson she goes. Now over to Barros. Barros, a nice move coming up on the left side, looking to cross it in. Bracker has it, unable to get through. Amazing job to take that one away for Daytona State, denying the top offensive threat of the Titans. Now, Daytona State on the counter. Quickly moving with it is Buckley. Achillia Johnson is able to slow her down. Buckley gonna have to play it back. More controlled approach now coming, Zakari.
Great possession there for the Titans to get it within the box of the Falcons and trouble their defenders.
They're getting tangled up with Charlize Hopper with Suzu Roberts. The other attempt coming just a moment ago, we're gonna take another look at it as Barros comes into the left side of the box. Nice low ball across, and Bracker unable to do anything with it, and then getting the clearance there. Nicely defended by Daytona State.
Great cutoff by Alex Lupin. Way to control the box and not allow the Titans forward to get too deep or too close to her keeper.
Yeah, Pan from Orlando, Florida. Fairly local here to the central part of the state. Stifling defense. This ball in close, headed back. Falcons still with an opportunity. Danger not done yet for Eastern Florida. This ball gets up through ahead behind Adamski. Is able to slide and get to that ball before it was touched. Closest call of the match up to this point for Eastern Florida, perhaps just there, Zakari.
Great lofted through ball into the box from Chanel Buckley. Just too heavy and too heavy on the touch for it to be controlled and really trouble the keeper.
Yes, just ever so slightly. Powell now looking to give the Falcons another crack at it. Here, this one deflected back. Adamski's going to have it take a hop to her. Titans look to regroup.
That was the Falcons' best chance of the game there.
Indeed it was. Booted away by Adamski. Across the center line. A quick battle for it. A nice little back heel. Buckley now with some room to operate. Achillia Johnson tries to cut her off. Buckley beats her and now collides with the Titan defender. Roberts gets in on the action. A bit of chaos up front. From about 30 yards out, that one tried to take a low entry, but unable to get through. Titans now. Coming back the other way, Farrell has it. She Makes a nice move, able to beat her defender. Titans looking to respond.
Funny enough, Ty, the Falcons, their best offensive chance there came from when it was initiated in the middle of the field instead of out on the wing.
Excellent point, partner. Adamski's going to boot that one away. Able to play that one back up to Roberts, though. And this ball high and deflected. An attempt from outside. Amazing save by Adamski as a dangerous chance appeared out of nowhere for the Falcons. We almost saw the first goal of the match 8 minutes in. We're going to need another look at that one. Here is Roberts working against Patel. Turns, fires with the left foot from outside the box, and just getting a finger on it was Adamski to tip that over the top of the crossbar.
Great try by Susu Roberts to get the turn, and amazing accuracy by her to trouble the keeper from that deep outside of the box. It seems here, Ty, that the two teams have really picked up the urgency, and a lot of shots are starting to be seen.
Incredible effort again from the 5'5" freshman goalkeeper from Hebron High School. And there she has to get up and get a hand on that one. Keeping that one away. Falcons still coming in hard and hot at the Titans. This one played just wide left of the post. Shot opportunities more frequent here, Zakari.
That's the thing about experienced teams, Ty. They know how to go turn the lever up from 0 to 10. They know how to seem calm and poised, and then they hit you quick and instant with the attack.
Certainly, we're going to need some sort of calming presence to take control for the Titans if they want to keep #1 Daytona State off the scoreboard. Here, this one last touch by the Falcons, going to go out behind the touchline. A quick breather for the Eastern Florida.
This gives the Titans a chance to reset their defense and get everyone back in position.
Here, this ball headed and going to be controlled by Buckley. Allowing Powell to come up, play it to Roberts. Buckley gets it back. Nice clearance there for Eastern Florida.
The Titans have to get it out of their backfield.
They do. The passing has been a bit more effective for Daytona State recently. Here they come charging up again. Getting a body in front of that one, deflecting it out of play. We have the Daytona State throw from near their bench. This ball high, looking to get settled down. Powell over the head of Buckley.
The Titans fighting for possession of the ball. Finally, they get it.
That ball sent past the net all the way from near midfield out wide right. Adamski going to place it for a goal kick.
Adamski needs to clear this ball over the midfield line, give her defense some time to adjust, some time to rest after that heavy pressure from the Falcons.
Here, this one booted up cross center. This is going to be played back by the Falcons to the keeper, Trujillo, having to deal with a bit of pressure. Quickly passes it up. Now here, Eastern Florida with an opportunity. This pass is going to be out too far in front of O'Grady.
That was great pressure by Forall, not allowing the keeper to take her time and make the right pass, hoping that our teammates would also press the defenders, hoping for a mistake.
Exactly, Zakari. They're just unable to capitalize and regain control of it. Now, you see Daytona State again being able to take their time a bit, doing a good job of protecting that ball, and a long one up high and overhead. Hopper is there for the Titans to clear it out of play. Quick throw for Daytona State into Roberts. A bit of confusion and getting caught up running into one another there. That's Jasmine Casey, who is going to get the whistle. Actually, that goes against Jimena Castro of Daytona State for stopping suddenly in front of her and going down. So Casey will take the free kick for Eastern Florida.
Hopefully the Titans can finally launch a counterattack after those minutes of the Falcons just being in their box.
Yes, this one just Slowly rolled past beyond Aoife Farrell, her defender holding her off. Trujillo rolls it out. Daytona State going to bring it back, Zakari.
The Titans have to find a way to trouble the keeper.
They haven't been able to do that nearly as much as the Falcons have to this point in the second half. We have still 32.5 remaining in this 0-0 game between number 6 Eastern Florida Titans and number 1 Daytona State Falcons here in Melbourne. Buckley now. Great job by Bracker to get that one knocked away. Here she comes, back for the Titans. Turns. Jazzy Gonzalez now making a run up the right side for Eastern Florida. Getting past the defender, looking to bring it in. The crossing low pass. Aoife Farrell has it off the left foot. Diving save. Trujillo is able to play that one in front of the middle of the net. Just as we said a minute ago, we got an opportunity offensively for the Titans. Here's another look at it. Out wide right, Gonzalez having to play it back and forth and then sent off the left foot.
Ty, there was a lot to love from that play, from the cross, from Jazzy and Gonzalez to the poise by E. Farrell to keep up, to the 1-2 between her 2 feet, and even the goalkeeper, Trujillo, to dive on the ball and keep this game a 0-0 deadlock.
You said it exactly. I was just about to say, to break this deadlock, it is going to take a significant piece of striking from one of these forwards, I think, because these goalkeepers have looked sharp, and there has just been too much contesting for the ball as it gets in tighter from either side, eliminating all of the highest quality opportunities to score for both teams.
Well, Ty, from what I've been seeing, dribbling right up to the goalkeeper seems to be completely out of the question. It may take a long shot outside the box or something surprising to get either of these keepers off their game.
Exactly, and looking for exactly that right there on cue was Powell's attempt. That right footer blasted just high and left of the goal. Looking to change the approach perhaps, as you mentioned, Zakari, not waiting until getting it in tight to fire one on net.
When you're dealing with good goalkeepers such as these two, you have to catch them off guard by doing the least unexpected things.
And perhaps going to need to put it into the high corner too, beyond the outstretched arms of the 5'5" Lyra Adamski of the Titans. Eastern Florida with it in the middle portion of the field. Now out on the far side is Kaylee Smith for the Titans. She's looking to beat her defender on the run. And this one, waiting for the determination on who is last touched by. Appears it's going to be a goal kick for Daytona State.
Good defense by Marisol and Helder to keep up with the winger and not allow her to cut inside for a cross into the box.
Eastern Florida wrestles it back away here. Across the center line. Ball. Now, getting through are the Falcons. Menacing look to this attack. Right footer crossed in. Here's a good looking chance and it beats the keeper. Daytona State gets on the board. Calmly shooting low and to the right. The Falcons take the 1-0 lead off. That is Risako Abe. Have another look at this goal, putting it in the lower right corner. Zakari, we get a break to that deadlock you mentioned here with under 29 remaining in the second half. Now 1-0 for the #1 team in the country.
Like I said, Ty, speaks to their poise. Abe didn't seem phased at all to be so close to the keeper and deep within their box, knowing she had to hit that goal to break the deadlock, slaughtered it in very calmly, very precisely. And like Coach Hope Clark said, maybe they're definitely scoring more, getting more chances because they're attacking in the middle of the box instead of going out wide like they were doing at the start of the game. Maybe this is plan C or D, that they changed it during halftime.
Perfectly noted there, my friend. That crosser solely controlled after bouncing to Abe and then able to beat Adamski as Adamski basically in a position of the keeper when you are defending a penalty. Here is one more look at it. Here is the run-up. As we said, a menacing appearance to it. Abe settles it down, and Adamski misjudges it. Beautifully nestled into the back of the net by Abe for the 1-0 lead for the defending national champion Falcons.
No fault of Adamski there, though, Ty. No matter what you do, once you get a one-on-one with the keeper, it's either right or left. She did the best she could.
Exactly, and with the break to this, it could be a change in the game plan for Scott Carswell and his Titans, as they are now trailing for the first time tonight.
That goal can either motivate the Titans or it can open the floodgate for the Falcons. And we can see more goals start to rain through.
Perhaps, as we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, Daytona State averaging nearly 5 goals per match with 24 in their 5-0 start to the season so far. Now here, Eastern Florida's Ken Smith looks to pass that one up ahead into the middle. Farrell coming to apply pressure, but it's booted out forward. Roberts chasing.
Falcons, despite having the lead now, putting pressure on the back line of the Titans.
Abe's through ball up ahead, able to be handled, and Daytona State sets it back. Powell. Right, long boot, outright, deflected by Adamski. Not taking any chances as that ball was approaching the right post.
Good dive by Adamski, but like I said, Ty, they're trying long shots now. Got to get Adamski off her rhythm, out of her game.
Exactly, and here is another look at that one hopper. Amazing diving stop by Adamski to be there just in case. Fully lunging out wide, knocking it out, but this is going to be a corner opportunity for Daytona State.
Both keepers in this game putting their bodies on the line for the game, Ty.
They are Zakari, and here is going to be number 28, Valeria Vasquez. Dangerous scorer herself for the Falcons. Vasquez was part of the national championship team last year. Here's the entry, headed. Adamski was able to play it, but there was still an opportunity there. You saw Daytona State take a crack at it. The whistle as it's out of play, last touch by a Titan. It's going to come to the other corner. That was Alex Lupin, who was right there, surrounded by a couple of Titans, trying to bury that one, but in the back of the net. Unable to put it home. A lot of traffic out front, a lot of chaos sure to ensue here with another corner opportunity. This one is short. Abe now enters it into the box. Headed wide right. Unable to get a good angle off that one, Zakari.
Morgan Long tried to get her head to it. Credit to her, it was a hard header. She had to turn and adjust midair to turn her body and head towards the goal. Good try, though.
It would have been a difficult play to make, but another scoring chance there for Daytona State. Eastern Florida in danger of having a 2-0 deficit if they're not careful. Falcons controlling a lot of the possession here as the half has gone along.
The Falcons seem to be feeling great right now, whereas the Titans can't seem to advance the ball past their half-court line.
Now here comes Daytona State working it forward. That's going to be off them, though, for a goal kick.
This gives the Titans a chance to reset and calm down.
Roger, just a little hard to hear you on those cues still. Adamski sets up to boot this away, giving it a moment for Eastern Florida to make a change. Daytona State. Abe. Roberts going to be booted back far and across.
Titans are going to have to get something going here.
Exactly. Zakari looking to work it out wide right for the chance. Now slide, and that collision looked potentially brutal, but all right as Alex Lupan after skying over the slide tackle.
The Titans seem to be very proficient in that in the slide tackling move. They've gotten many tackles off the Falcons players, their forwards and their defenders with the slide tackle.
It's good physical play there by Sajane Anderson, looking to keep this attack alive for the Titans. Sajane Anderson at number 24 tonight for Eastern Florida. Now number 4, Taya Patel, is going to fire in this corner. Booted long, played just out to the wide right. An amazing leaping attempt, getting the right foot on it with the defender there. I don't know if Alex Lupan, number 25 for Daytona State, was the last one that touched it. Waiting for the word, but that was an amazing attempt by number 8, Phoebe Wilson of Eastern Florida. Here it is again, Patel's corner. The entry, definitely getting her right leg up and playing it, just a matter if the defender was there as well. Since it was last touch, we're gonna run it back from the same spot. Patel, 5'6" sophomore, fires in again. This one a little bit higher, longer off the crossbar. Zakari, we nearly had an opportunity to see an Olympico.
We're getting some good moments from this here tie, but great. I don't know whether to credit the corner or the amazing shot by Phoebe Wilson. Number 8, Phoebe Wilson out of the Bahamas. Way to get her foot on that, way to curl around the defender to put her foot on that and really test this goalkeeper.
An amazing chance it was for her indeed. In her 4 starts with 2 goals and 3 assists this season, she almost added another. Eastern Florida is going to need more chances like that if they're going to draw back level with Daytona State here. Falcons throw.
Like we said, Phoebe missed some games earlier due to an ankle injury, but it didn't seem like her ankle was bothering her at all the way she leaped through the air.
Now she is back, and now here is Kaylee Smith trying to work out past her defender. Excellent slide tackle there is going to send it out of play. It's going to have to come back in for a throw. Beautifully done there for number 23 of Daytona State. That's Charlotte Bolin, the freshman from Palm Beach Central High School. There, Trujillo running up quickly, denying Anderson the opportunity to play that ball. Juliana Trujillo, sharp as ever tonight.
She's determined to keep that clean sheet, and her defenders are determined to help her do it.
Already with 4 of them this season. Just allowing the 1 goal to number 11 Butler Community College earlier this year. Now here's Roberts, the attacking opportunity for Daytona State. In the corner of the box, she fires off the left foot and in! A high ball to the far corner. Unbelievable how that one got over Adamski.
What a curl into the back of the net, Ty. I think we are definitely seeing why this is one of the highest goal-scoring teams in the nation. What a screamer goal.
That was a beauty of an arc. Looped all the way in. Here it is. Roberts creating a bit of space from her defender, and then off the left foot just rainbows it all the way to the far corner over the keeper. Amazing shot there.
Like we mentioned, Ty, she played for the senior Puerto Rican national team, definitely showing some of that expertise there.
Celebrating with her teammates after the goal. Coach Hope Clark definitely happy about how her squad has turned things on in the last 10 minutes. This ball sent all the way beyond the goal line. Goal kick coming for Juliana Trujillo.
The floodgates have definitely seemed to be open for the Falcons here, Ty. The Titans really have to get more pressure on the Falcons' back line and pressure of their own back line and keep advancing the ball into the forward half.
Yes, they do, Zakari. Daytona State has controlled much more of the possession, been able to finish their dribbles and complete more passes, both in the middle and after a run on the outside. Here's an opportunity for all, looking to play it up ahead, going to be too far out in front of Bracker. She's not going to get a chance to fire that one past Trujillo.
Great awareness by Trujillo to come toward the ball instead of backing up, which would have allowed Bracker to dribble the ball into her box and maybe get an easy one-on-one. Instead, she pressured the ball, came out and retrieved it.
And Bracker looking to come up clutch here if she could help bring her squad back into it. She had the game winner against Motlow State College in the season opener for Eastern Florida. It's her first year with the Titans. She's been already named once the FCSAA Player of the Week. Now, after seeing Anderson go down and that ball go out of play, referee coming over to check on her. She stands up. Corner opportunity for the Titans here. Chance to get back into it to Sakari.
Definitely a chance to get back into this one, Ty. If I'm the Titans, I'm definitely looking for Phoebe Wilson again.
Wilson, Bracker for all up there, along with Anderson. It's going to be Patel with the corner. This one comes in tight, untouched, going to go out far and wide. That one curled in nicely, but nobody able to be there to get a head on it.
Titans did try to get their head on it, though. Great jump again.
There now, we will see the throw from Eastern Florida. For all, nice job booting that ball with the right from near the goal line, but the Falcons clear.
Good clearance to get it out of their territory. Give the Falcons defense some time to reset, get back in places and formation.
And their Daytona State, beautiful job done to keep it from going out. Roberts has help coming up the middle. Eastern Florida needs to get back. That ball just going to be played up ahead and away from anything that's going to scare Adamski again. She handles, directing her teammates before booting this one away. Up into the midfield now. Falcons, again, like you said, have controlled the action in the middle of the pitch, and here they come.
Switching to attacking from the middle of the pitch definitely seemed to be the right decision for the Falcons, as now they're putting way more pressure on the interior middle of the back line of the Titans.
Yes, they are. Charlotte Bolin attempted to fire one. It was deflected. Has it back now. To the back line it goes. Falcons now are going to work it up through the middle. It's Powell. Over to Manoli. Looking out to the right. Booted high up into the air. Wilson jumps for it. Gonzalez tries to get there. Here's Roberts with a chance now. Careful the Titans need to be as Buckley works it back to Manoli. Manoli comes up with it. So Jane Anderson dives out in front of it. Ball still loose, getting into the box. Sakari, the Titans just clear it away.
The Titans scary there in their box for a second. But Ty, you do see the usefulness of shooting from deep outside of the box. It allowed Destiny Powell to go for a fake shot and almost get past her defender because they bite on the fakes because they know a long shot is coming. Even Susu Roberts, anytime she touches the ball, gets close in there.
Look at the moves there from Manoli to able to keep it, get past Patel. Patel thankfully able to clear it as the ball jumped up off the foot of Manoli. Had a good attack going and a good run, but Titans clear.
Now that the Falcons are utilizing the long shot, it definitely puts way more pressure on the Titans defense. Cannot back up so much. You have to go close to the forwards and press them in fear of the long shot.
Out wide, well defended here by Jasmine Casey. Sakari, we are approaching 15 minutes remaining in the match, and it is a 2-goal deficit for Eastern Florida against the top-ranked Daytona State Falcons. A lot of work cut out for them. We see a couple of substitutions here. Off goes Bolin. Incoming is Jimena Castro. A couple others exchanging places. Keeping fresh legs out there is Hope Clark for her Daytona State Falcons.
Well, Ty, right now the Falcons have a lot of momentum. You want to keep the legs fresh, keep the energy up, the momentum up, and hopefully for the Falcons, they were trying to open up the game into more scoring opportunities.
Falcons certainly suffocating the Titans' chances because they have been controlling the action on the other half of the field. Here it bounces around. Looking to get out there was Kaylee Smith. Unable to win it back for Eastern Florida. Now this ball is going to be too far out. Charlize Hopper there sees it go beyond the goal line. Going to be kicked away by Adamski in just a moment.
Well, Ty, you're seeing a common theme that happens in football games. The team that usually dominates the midfield and time of possession gets more shots on goals, and that usually responds and relates to more points. However, the Titans are still in this with time being here. They still can get 2 quick goals and maybe even a third.
See here, just even that boot away from Adamski, unable to be controlled, and now sliding down there. We saw Inhelder take a spill, but Titans are going to be able to get the ball back. Another chance here for Adamski to try and get the Titans moving.
Adamski really pushing her team forward, hopefully to get this ball out of their half and into the other half.
Here is Powell for Daytona State, working it back and forth with her teammate Akis. Now Roberts turns, making the move up. Pass cleared away by Casey. Sees her opponent leap right over her.
Good slide tackling by Jasmine Casey.
The defending was very strong earlier on, Zakari. It unfortunately has been broken, and you haven't seen the response on the other end for the Titans, but the Daytona State Falcons have done an excellent job capitalizing on when they've broken through that back line, getting quality shots and converting. Here's one sent wide left.
Like I said, I think a reason for the Daytona State Falcons to finally be breaking through the back line of the Titans is a switch in the strategic attempt. Instead of going wide, now we're seeing a lot of the action coming from the middle of the field.
We are also, partner, the precipitation appears to be becoming a factor. The footing may be a bit difficult for some of these players looking to make moves. See some fans clearing out, busting out the umbrellas as rain starts to come down in Melbourne. Here at Orlando Health Stadium, it is a 2-0 lead for the #1 Daytona State Falcons over the Eastern Florida College Titans. Thanks for watching on WEFS-TV and on the Eastern Florida State College Titans YouTube live stream. Here is a chance, running after it. Falcons cross, batted back. Roberts fires at net, and there's another one. Adamski diving stop. After the attempted fire from Jimena Castro, her right footer cannot get past the keeper. Lyra Adamski punts this one high.
Adamski did a great job of tracking the ball there on the first shot, not biting on it, instead waiting for the second shot by Jimena Castro, which allowed her to pounce on that one and secure it.
Here Daytona State working with it again in the goal line. Played back. Excellent job jumping out in front of that one by Sajane Anderson, but Daytona State, they're going to get a whistle on Powell. Bracker forcing the action. 10.5 minutes. Eastern Florida will need to work quickly if they want to come back into this one down 2 goals.
The Titans definitely will be looking for a more forward attack, maybe starting to put more people forward. Like we mentioned, they were in a 4-4-3 earlier this game. Maybe switch the formation into a more attacking-based formation as they try to get more goals and get back in this game.
Yes, it will be interesting to see, but it may be also difficult to switch to a 4-2-3-1 or a 3-5-2 at this point in the match. Just haven't been able to control things in the middle of the pitch or to break through with any completed dribbles up the middle towards the net. Here, this is going to go out for a corner for Daytona State. Under 10 minutes remaining. Zakari, what has impressed you the most about this #1 ranked team in Daytona State tonight?
Their ability to not What has really impressed me is their ability to not let what happened in the first half affect them. They know they're a high-scoring team. They believe they were a high-scoring team. And no matter how the first half turned out or what the defense did to them, they always knew that they would eventually find the back of the net. And now they're playing with the confidence and the energy of a #1 ranked team, and it's really starting to show through their play.
Now after that corner from Reese Garcia, Roman Zakari, that header went over on top of the net. You saw Adamski punch it away. Another chance. Daytona State not able to convert that time. Adamski boots this one forward.
Adamski getting way more work than she got in the first half.
Powell works this one to Akis. Akis dribbling up. Well defended there. Out for a Falcons throw. Sheila Yun doing a nice piece of defending.
They are really putting pressure on this Titans back line. The pressure by the Falcons is relentless. They're not letting up. As soon as the ball reaches one of the midfielders, it's constantly back into the forwards, pushing into the Titans box.
Now, when it's gotten in there, we've seen excellent control and poise, as you mentioned earlier. Risako Abe, the freshman for Daytona State out of Japan. Here, this one's blasted. That's going to be wide left for Daytona State. Abe, in 5 starts, had scored 4 times coming into this match with 2 assists. Added another goal to her tally on the year. She also, partner, just had the game winner against Miami-Dade.
Looking to also continue her goal streak.
There's Rebecca Barros coming back on for Eastern Florida.
The Falcons are constantly trying to get Chanel Buckley at the back post anytime they lob the ball into the box.
The Titans have been unable to get any action in the box their own, but now an opportunity here as they have numbers. Bracker is going to look to go, wanted to go left with it. It appears to Barros, unable to get there. She makes a run though, gets behind her defender. Both going down.
Quick movement by Avery Bracker there to trouble the Falcons defense. Falcons counterattacking.
There, Eastern Florida coming back across the center line. Phoebe Wilson maneuver it away from the Falcon defenders. Daytona State back in control, working it up. A lot of room to run in front. Titans looking to get back defensively and take it away.
Titans have to start putting more pressure on the Daytona State backline now if they want to have hopes of getting back into this one.
Eastern Florida just not able to have any sustained attack in the second half. Here, Daytona State is going to see one go high and wide all the way back towards the parking lot.
See now, Daytona State, their main focus is keeping the ball in their half, chewing some clock, wasting some time, and still getting shots on goal and shots to trouble Lyra Adamski, while also defending and keeping the ball out of their box.
This one headed up by Farrell. Back and forth here. Farrell looks to play it up ahead, and Anderson not quite ready or in position for it. Barros, though, has it for Eastern Florida. She looks for her teammate up ahead. That's going to be perhaps too far out in front, but a nice running attempt after it as she went down, claiming that it was last touched by a Falcon. This could be a corner for Eastern Florida.
Great defense by the Falcons once again, stopping all shots on goal or shots in total against their goalkeeper.
That was, though, last touched by Anderson. It's going to be a goal kick for Trujillo. Zakari, we've talked about what's been impressive about the #1 team in the nation tonight, but also, despite the 2-0 deficit for the Titans, what has impressed you the most that you had seen out of them throughout this match?
What has impressed me is their effort. Despite being down, they're showing a lot of effort. They're showing a lot of passion to maybe get back into this game. And although being down 2-0, it still shows I feel like their defense was still a bright spot in this game. They may have opened it up or allowed the floodgates to come through in the second half, but for the first half and majority of this game, they really were making it a focus to not allow the Falcons into their box easily.
The defense held strong for the majority of the match. Ultimately, once we got to in like the mid 20th minute remaining in the second half point, finally you saw Daytona State be able to create some quality chances. Here again, the Titans unable to take control of the ball in the attacking half, and Daytona State clears it up. Ahead with it, Roberts. Played over from Manoli. Out to the right side, headed up by Gonzalez. Manoli looks to control it. Out wide, the Falcons will lose it.
Yeah, it's
Titans. 4 minutes remaining, Sakari.
Yeah, it's with a 2-0 lead now for the Falcons. They can pretty much play very calmly. They can even put more defenders in the back and just keep possession, whereas the Titans has to really try to put pressure on the back line and the keeper.
There, bit of physicality, looking to win over the ball there. It will be a Titans throw.
Titans have to win this midfield, win the midfield battle for the rest of the game if they hopes to come back.
Gonzalez throws into Casey here. And then quickly, Falcons working up with it. Manoli, she's got Roberts right in front of her as she'll take over the ball. Knocked away. And back on top of it is Daytona State. Up it comes, a long shot attempt out to the left. That one bounced near the goal, but out wide.
Once again, the Falcons trying with a long shot, and the Titans have made an effort to track Susu Roberts, not even getting space to turn or even look at the goal for a shot. Great awareness by the defense to stay attached to her.
It is Zakari, and they have tried to thwart any more of those attempts, but Adamski, as she plays this one up, is something perhaps that Eastern Florida should try to do in the closing minutes is just, if they get the ball up anywhere close, as you see that one fired high directly over the net. Now to play. Another goal kick for Adamski, that the Titans could perhaps start to send some of those in and just play any ball at the net and in the direction of Trujillo.
That'll definitely be their plan, Ty, but first they have to get the ball into their own half and advance it. It seems to be a struggle for them right now.
It has been in the second half, Sakari, but here, nice leaping attempt by Farrell to try and get to that ball before it went out. Here's the throw for Daytona State. That's Marisol Inhelder, gets it in now into the middle of the pitch.
Great defense by the Titans to not allow any more.
Get a whistle here. Off is going Roberts for Daytona State. Fouls set up. Daytona State with a 2-0 lead over Eastern Florida inside the final 2 minutes now in this 1 versus 6 matchup in Melbourne. Over to Manoli. Plays that one. Nice job stepping up by Gonzalez to not let it get through. Manoli gets it back. Finds her teammate. Deflected.
This is the mentality of a winning team, Ty. Despite it being 1:25 on the clock, instead of just carefully passing the ball around and wasting time, the team is still aggressive, still hunting for goals, still trying to get into the box.
And here you see this run up again by Manoli. That ball through to Buckley. An amazing job by Adamski to come up and save that one. All right, here is the Daytona State throw as they continue to just maintain the possession and bleed the clock. Marisol Inhelder finds a teammate to enter. Titans coming to wrestle it away. Try to do something with it in the closing minute. Daytona State now over to Manoli. She's got it over in the corner. Kind of taking her time with it as Kaylee Smith tries to wrestle it away. Help coming from Gonzalez. And finally just kicked out beyond the touchline for a Falcons throw.
Good shielding there by the Falcons. Forward by Manoli.
And Zakari, as the final seconds tick off in this much anticipated and very exciting matchup that we saw between number 6 Eastern Florida and number 1 Daytona State. It is going to be a 2-0 victory for the Falcons here in Melbourne. At Orlando Health Stadium, they come in and defeat their bitter conference rivals, Eastern Florida, maintaining their win streak, now reaching 21 games. We are going to take a quick break. Thanks for watching. It is 2-0 Daytona State over Eastern Florida.
I'm Patrick Hoskin, and I'm a student at the Eastern Florida State College welding program. You start off with stick welding and then progress to MIG welding, shielded metal arc welding, and they say by the end of the year we'll end up being TIG welding. So we're going to go through almost everything that they can possibly throw at us. After the first 2 weeks of class, it is all hands-on. The cost is really low considering it's a full welding program. This classroom does count as 1 year's experience in the field.
And welcome back. Melbourne, Florida, the action just wrapping up between the number 1 reigning national champion Daytona State Falcons and number 6 Eastern Florida Titans. Women's soccer tonight, we saw a 2-0 victory, 2 away goals scored by Daytona State. I'm Ty Heckathorn, joined by my partner Zakari McKenzie on the call tonight. Zakari, we saw the number 1 team that showed exactly why they are the top-ranked team.
Yes, Ty. In the first half, it may have not gone completely their way, but in the second half, it was night and day from the first half. They really came out. They punched the team. They punched Eastern Florida in the face. Metaphorically, they came out strong. They did what they had to do, and they executed the game plan perfectly to score a lot of goals.
Exactly. And for those goals, here was a denial of one that Avery Bracker tried to have in the early going, but then coming back the other way with it, Chanel Buckley of Daytona State into the box. Abe played it into the lower right corner, beating Lyra Adamski. And then this other one, a beauty from Suzu Roberts from the corner to the outside past Adamski. Beautiful looping shot, arcing just beyond the outstretched reach of the keeper. Those are the 2 away goals we saw this evening. Excellent action. We were happy to bring it to you on WEFS-TV and on the Eastern Florida State College live stream from YouTube. I'm Ty Heckathorn. Isaiah McKenzie's been with me on the call. Final thoughts, my partner.
These 2 teams were amazing. Daytona State, they really pushed the pace, scored a lot of goals. Eastern Florida, they'll try to get it back next time.
They will. We have more action coming for both of these teams here. Playing on Wednesday will be the Eastern Florida Titans in their next matchup We'll get you all that. Make sure to tune in next time. Thanks again for listening. Special shout out to our partners. I'm Ty Heckathorn. He is Isaiah McKenzie. Have a good night.